here creating super niggas in their mind. They don't even be looking at the niggas right in front of them. That's the difference between men and women. We see who here.
Right.
Women down here think it's a unicorn nigga with long dick and a lot of money and a weekend house, and this nigga write poetry and draw and he a thug and he can fight and lift weights and don't eat pork. You crazy?
Welcome to the S.Banks&JD Network podcast. I'm your host, S.Banks, and I'm Joe, my co-host.
JD.
So what are we talking about today?
Woman believes every man is trash because she can't keep one.
Because ninjas ain't ish.
Okay.
That's what she believes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool. We're all entitled to how we feel, right? But it is what it is. Anyways, I don't even want to waste any time. I want to jump right in. We have 2 clips for you today. Let's play the first clip, come back, give you our thoughts. Without further delay, here's clip number 1.
What I can't seem to understand is how every man is trash. Like, all of y'all is trash. Or y'all just want to come over and fuck. Or Netflix and chill. Y'all don't really want to meet nobody. Or y'all got temporary roommates, a.k.a. a bitch. Or you got a wife. Or, I mean, this can't be dating. Like, I know everybody make jokes like, oh, the dating pool got pee in it, blah 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 blah, but this can't be it. Like, this is real life, and it's women. Like, yeah, we asking y'all for dates, but we got our own money. We got our own money, so it's not like we trying to use y'all. It's just like, niggas is really like this trash, and like, it's ridiculous as a woman in her 30s to like, this is what we gotta deal with. Like, this can't be real. And I follow all the date with intentions and all that. Dating with intentions is like setting you up to, like, once you like go through your spiritual awakening and start dating with intentions and all that shit, it just make you realize, like, all these niggas is trash. All of them. All of them. Or did. And online dating, like, y'all just want to meet up and fuck somebody. It's like, damn, do you even care what my last name is? It's like, I'm not sad about the situation because I know I'm a bad bitch, but it's like, I've talked to literally how many different fucking people, and like every last one of y'all are either married or got a situation or ain't got no money or job or grown up shit or just trash. And this can't be it. Like, this shit ain't right. This shit ain't right dating in your fucking 30s. This shit is not right, bro. I'm just so frustrated.
Okay, that was the end of that clip, right?
Yeah.
She said so many different things. She contradicted herself so many different times. She had problems with multiple different men, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's the common denominator in every situation?
The common denominator is her.
Exactly. That's the first thing I want to start with.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
A lot of women like to use the phrase of "I'm a bad bitch," right?
But crying that she can't keep man.
Exactly. So if you're a bad bitch, then why are you getting guys who are married or in a relationship and they're not willing to leave their girlfriends or wives for you, but you say you're a bad B? So then, well, you're not. How could you be? Because if you was, that guy would take you. He'll be like, yeah.
Many men. Okay, people would argue that if you were serious about finding a man, first of all, why would you start to go through the epiphany stage, right? When you're 30, if you were serious about building, you'd have did that from the jump. Why wait until you ran through? Now she wants to cash out. When that's that situation, when you're older, and the funny thing is this, right? When women get older and they get ran through, now they have even higher criteria than previous because they get ran through by Pookie and Ray Ray, Brad and Chad. And then because Brad and Chad and Pookie and Ray Ray done damage them, now they say, raw, you know what? I can't have a man that's emotionally unavailable, blah, blah, blah. They got all these higher criterias. I'm using those criteria for example, but they got higher criterias based on the damage of being ran through by multiple men. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah. You've been damaged. That's why you will say from the last experience, it's like, nah, I'm not going to get with a guy like that. The next guy I get with has to have X, Y, and Z. So, of course, you're damaged now. Of course, as females, we want the best of the best, but what you was getting before wasn't the best of the best.
But okay, 21-year-old you and 30-year-old you is two different people. So just like you said, right, to go by your logic, women want the best of the best, no matter what age they are. But common sense would say younger me can command more. Older me can't command as much. And at the same time, when you're older, you're more refined, you're more experienced, or not experienced in the right ways. Men would consider you, if I meet a chick now, and I'm not saying all, but I'm saying if I meet a chick and she's 30, 35, and she says, and someone ain't snapped her up, a man hasn't snapped her up, what's the reason? You're single. So that means you've been on the CC wheel for how many years? Not all women have been smashing, but then they might have been focusing on their careers, their jobs, everything else but a man. So then now you're old and you haven't exercised your relationship skills, and now those muscles are weak. You see what I'm saying? And you've developed all of these things over time, and you can't cooperate with a man.
Yeah,
that's what I think in some situations. But yeah, add your point.
Yeah, like you said, they've been on a carousel wheel for way too long. You're 30 and now you're talking about settling down.
Now they're talking about
now she wants to cash out.
Yes, but you're talking about now you want to date with intention, and you should have been dating with intention.
Shouldn't men be like, when a woman is 30 and she's trying to holler?
They are like that though.
Exactly.
But that's what women don't get.
But women were sold a dream that I can have it all. Women don't learn till they're 60 to Ross, and some don't, even when they're 60, still don't even learn. True. They think, oh, the Stella's got her groove back. They think, oh, I'm still Miss Fang. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's why she said she knows she's a bad bee.
Well, okay, you're crying in the beginning. You
just
talk about
throughout the whole thing.
Well, you're crying throughout the correction. So you're crying throughout the whole thing, right? Then you're saying that, about money. But when you meet a man, you expect him to be traditional from the jump, so he has to pay. But then you mention having your own money. Then at the end of that, you're talking about dudes being broke and stuff and things of that nature. Make it make sense.
Well, first of all, men don't care about a woman's money, so then that's very irrelevant. Okay, it's not 100% irrelevant, because men do want a woman who can stand on her own 2 feet and not.
I don't know, broke woman.
Exactly. So then, yes, partially, he wants a woman who has a bit of money behind her, but it's not his full interest. He doesn't really care.
Just a woman with a hard grind and some ambition, you know?
Yeah. So men partially care about the money side of, as long as she can look after herself.
Well, a woman expects a man from the rip. A modern woman expects a man to be traditional.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch gears. What do you think about hot girl summer is over and winter is coming. We've preached this in many a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that? It's getting cold out here, and I think many women are starting to feel the chill. Ooh,
Yeah.
right? But a lot are stubborn, ignorant, and say, well, based on all these simps that are hollering, I think it'll always be good. It's the truth.
Are those symptom men you want?
Doesn't matter. They still believe those men to be options.
Yeah.
just saying.
Then okay, but then they get with them and say, you're not the right guy. So then they're not an option. They're
Yeah,
not
they
a
get
real
with them and
option.
go,
Exactly. So they're not a real option. So if the guys that you want ain't hollering at you and you're getting simps all the time who you don't want, how can you class them as an option? They're not an option because you'll say no to them realistically.
I think the army of simps give women that inflated ego, and they
They
think
do.
that I have so much of the because the guy wants a smash, that doesn't equate to him wanting to be with that woman long term. And I think that's where a lot of women get that misconstrued. If the beauty standard is slim, trim, nice hair, yada yada yada, if that's the standard for men, if a bunch of big women, bigger than me, big, holler at me, I'm not gonna run around gloating about those women to men, because men's gonna say they're desperate chicks or they're not meeting the beauty standard.
Yeah.
So logically, men are gonna understand that, and sometimes you see a dude that is good looking dude, body tight, making his money, and he's got an overweight chick. Maybe she's average at best, right? But then men is willing to downgrade as far as looks and stuff to upgrade. I would downgrade in looks to upgrade in character. So
Yeah.
men can say, okay, she might not be the best looker, but
But
she's
she-
safe.
And she treats me good.
She's fit, feminine, friendly, or maybe not so fit, but she's feminine and friendly, right? But we're willing to accept that. But women nowadays are saying, I want more. They're demanding so much. They're saying they want the unicorn man. That's what you're seeing more of,
I
which
know.
makes it unrealistic.
It's very unrealistic.
Yeah.
But a lot of women were sold a dream, like you said before, and you've watched too many Disney films. That's just what it is. She keeps saying all men are trash. Well, first of all, you haven't met all men to even say that. And
No, you attract what you are.
I was just about to say that.
Okay,
I was going to say,
I don't know put words in your mouth. Continue.
secondly, you have to consider the type of guys you attract. So then sometimes you need to look in the mirror and say to yourself, why do I keep attracting the same type of men? And sometimes it's you. As you said, you are what you attract.
More time is you.
Yeah.
let me say that.
Are women bad apple pickers? Well,
Yeah.
with her in particular, she clearly is picking the wrong guys.
Yeah.
Or sometimes that's not even the case. Sometimes they pick okay guys, decent guys,
And then they
but
disqualify the man because he chewed his food too loud, or for some silly reason. Because women are very fickle. They will just 1 minute they're cool with you, and they will actually like you. Then tomorrow it's like, I don't like him anymore, or not too sure. That's how they are. I'm just saying. Do you disagree with that?
No, I agree.
Do you remember that video we done, right? Where the women broke down the top 5 traits in what a man looks for in a wife.
Yeah.
Pretty girl.
Yeah.
And the black chick. And she had it down to a T. A lot of women should take her advice. I'm going to play that clip up here somewhere.
Yeah.
No sound. And we'll tag that video so you can see. But she broke it down. A lot of women, look, if you're serious about dating, you wouldn't be overweight. I get that woman gets in a relationship and she might gain some happy weight. I get it. But this woman's overweight. So clearly you're not trying to compete. And if I say competing for a man, they're thinking compete,
Compete
but which
for
for
who,
man?
please?
Okay. Then people, if you want some free game, invest in cat food.
Well, they're gonna
Invest in
need
pet
it.
food.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. That's all I want to add on that. What do you want to add before we move to the next clip?
Well, yeah, you pretty much said it all.
Mm-hmm.
So we can move on to clip number 2.
Anyways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. People, put in the comments and let us know your thoughts. Are we wrong? Are we right? This is just some of our thoughts.
Yep.
But we're seeing today, in today's culture, that I think they say in the next 10 years or less, I'm not sure, don't quote me, someone correct me in the comments, that at least half of women in the next 10 years are going to be single and lonely. That's crazy
Yeah, because
compared to what it is or what it was anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, with that being said, let's move to clip number 2.
Women be out here creating super niggas in their mind. They don't even be looking at the niggas right in front of them. That's the difference between men and women. We see who here.
Right.
Women down here think it's a unicorn nigga with long dick and a lot of money and a weekend house, and this nigga write poetry and draw and he a thug and he can fight and lift weights and don't eat pork. You crazy? You gonna meet this nigga with a lace front on? Okay, alright, I'm tripping though.
What he say, man?
Man, that nigga, they want that nigga have everything.
Okay, very funny clip.
Yep.
My man's got some jokes.
He does.
I like that. But there's truth to that. There's some realness to that, right?
Mhm.
Women, they in their mind, they build up the unicorn man.
Mhm.
Does he even exist?
Mhm.
What do you think?
Well, the unicorn man doesn't exist. Do they build up?
Maybe.
Do they build up the unicorn man in the head? Yes.
Okay, what about women? Okay, let's say this, right? What about when, because I think women overrate themselves in the dating market.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys that are for them, but women, and don't get me wrong, I love the way women think to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
as far as they think like, I'm the shit. And I think if
And they
most
deserve
men,
the best.
and they should,
Mhm.
you should you should go for the best. You should strive for the stars. I don't disagree with that. And I think if men thought like that, would be in a different space. But there comes that time where you have to come out of your bubble and be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got chicks that's overweight saying they want a man with a six pack. I'm not saying she can't get that. Again, as I said, reach for the stars.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not willing to go to the gym. You keep eating. You desire certain things. Don't you think that guy that you want certain things in a woman as well?
Mm-hmm.
What about guys? So if a woman is an average, she's a 5 out of 10. Average is 5, right? And a guy is a 5 out of 10. Why can't she settle with that guy? But look what I said. Keyword settle. She
Mm-hmm.
thinks she's settling, and she's a 5 too.
Well, if you're both average, then how are you settling?
Oh.
You're with an average guy and you're an average woman, so it's not really settling, is it? You've met your match.
But a lot of women feel that way. They
Mhm.
feel like they're settling. And when they do that, through their overinflated egos, they bypass so many good men.
True.
So they get chewed up, again, like the girl in the first clip.
Mhm.
They will go through the Brads and Chads, the Pookies and Ray Rays, and then they'll go for the nice guy in the end, right?
Later on, yeah.
And I just think that's unfair to the guy, because you don't really want him. You feel like you're settling.
Yep.
And you're doing yourself a disservice, because that's not the guy you really want.
No, and when you're younger, you have more options than when you're older. Well, you're older. I think a lot of women are very unrealistic, even when it comes to their self. So I say that what I mean is, as women, unfortunately, when we get older, just like everyone, but men are looked at different than women. So when women
Say
get
it.
older,
Men age like what?
no, not all of you do. So
You know,
no,
you
I'm
know.
sorry.
No, I agree with you.
Like fine wine.
I see some dudes from school, right? And it's like,
Uh-huh.
what happened? God damn, what happened to you?
Exactly.
I get it.
I have seen some people from school, and
I'm
one
like, it
in
doesn't match up.
particular looked like she was in her 40s,
Oh.
and it's like, wow, like you look terrible. Obviously, I'm not going to say that to her, but it's like, no, seriously, she look
40 is the new 30, man. Stop it.
no, it's not 30s, 40s, 40s. Stop it, you stop it. Anyway, anyway, we're women, and you get older, things start to go downhill.
Things go down, not downhill,
Yes.
just go down.
So let's take surgery out of it. Let's say there's no one can do no surgery for you.
There's no help, no assist.
No help, no assist. Everything drops. Whether we like it or not, we're getting older. That's what happens. Just like
Everything
our eggs dry
drops
up,
down low.
whatever.
God,
Everything dries up,
Mhm.
and that's just how it is, isn't it? So how can you at 30 expect and the same demands that you got in your 20s and your 30s? It's not.
No.
That's why this woman is having, the woman in the first clip is having problems, because she's in her 30s and she's like, oh, men are trash or whatever and blah blah blah. And it's like, those men that she's talking about, what did she actually say? She said that they're married or in relationships. So then he's already cashed out with other women.
So he's cashed out already. But the thing
Yes.
is this.
Those women with those guys have cashed out.
That's my point.
But
So
not you.
with those men, they
Mhm.
found a woman.
Yes.
They've just did what they're doing,
Mhm.
and they're just not taking her seriously.
Yes.
So those men that she is dating do have the capacity to stay in long-term relationship, committed relationships.
Just
Even
not
if you
with her.
consider them to be a cheat or whatever the
Mhm.
situation may be, they're with someone. That woman might get it. Most women want high-value men,
Mhm.
men that look good, work out,
Mhm.
have a certain amount of P's. Most women want those guys, those masculine guys.
Yes.
But then a lot of women think, oh, I can have the Ciara prayer. And then they want to settle for the nice guy later on. And again, that's not the case.
How can you compare your life to Sierra's life?
Mm.
You're two different people. You could have the same things as her, as in the same money, fame, whatever. You're two
She
still
moves in
two.
different worlds, don't it?
Even if you was a part of that
Mm.
world, you're still two different people. Maybe in her eyes, she's struck lucky.
She was lucky. She
So
was
that's
lucky.
what I'm trying to say. So for her, but
Yeah.
that's her. You are not her. So
Mm.
for you to say, "Oh yeah, Sierra's prayer and blah blah blah," and copy everything she does, brethren, you're two different people. How
Mm.
many Russell Wilsons are there? There's one. That's him.
Well, there's a few, but it don't mean they're going to take you seriously.
There's one. That's him. You'll get guys that's similar to him, but he is him.
Mm.
Sierra is Sierra. You can't be like her. She is her. You are you. So
Yeah.
you can't expect to get the same outcomes as her being you. You're not the same person. So she may be doing certain things behind closed doors where Russell's like, yeah, man, I can work with this. And say you had an opportunity with Russell and
Yeah.
he's like, no, I don't think so.
Well,
So it's not the
a
same
lot
thing.
of a lot of the chicks when Russell was starting out, when he never had no money,
Mhm.
didn't want him because they probably felt he was corny,
Exactly.
and that's where they go wrong. But my thing is this: so, ladies, put in the comments, do you believe the unicorn man exists? For me, I think this is 4 men. This is 4 men in one.
Mhm.
Put in the comments, ladies, do you think the unicorn man exists? Because a man can be a billionaire, millionaire, and still go for a waitress. Because we're realistic. We're going to go
Mhm.
from character. We're going to say, okay, she's a nice woman. She's attentive. She's submissive. Oh, submissive is now a dirty word. Should I have bleeped that out? So
No.
men are going to, but I'm not, but men are going to say she's a nice woman. And a man that is even a millionaire, billionaire, successful, doing well for himself,
Mhm.
he's going to say, I'm willing to go down in looks to go up in quality
Mhm.
as far as her character. Why aren't women today, modern women, able to do the same thing? That's a question. People put in a comment. Food for thought. What do you want to add?
What do I want to add? Well, I would just say if you want different outcomes, then you clearly need to change a few things.
Like?
A few things with yourself.
Well,
If
okay,
you're getting the same outcome,
that's
getting the same type of men.
that's the obvious. But in general, off the top of your head, maybe you can think of this, right? What do you think are the top 3 things women today, modern women, can change in order to get better outcomes from a female's perspective? What do you see every day?
I see a lot of masculine women. Modern women are
So
very masculine.
men, heterosexual men, don't want masculine women.
Hmm.
That's number 1.
So change from masculine to being more feminine.
Okay. What else do you want to, what else do you think?
Attitude.
Okay, so their behavior
Mhm.
needs to be more nicer. They need to be more
Pleasant,
soft.
welcoming. Yeah.
Okay, and even that, women are not approachable today. They might look good. I might look at a chick and say, "Oh, I hit that," but approachable wise, she's screwing me.
Mhm.
She won't even smile.
Yeah.
It's true.
It is true.
So what else do you think women need to work on from a female's perspective? I don't know if you want to add anything more. I'm just trying to help chicks. The little bit of chicks that do listen.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to give them a little bit of free game.
The last one I would say is to listen to the men.
What? Okay, that is true. I agree with you to a degree, but at the same time, what happens when a man's an idiot? Because in today's culture, men are weaker than they've ever been before.
That's very true.
So you can't listen to any and any man.
No, but I think a lot of men have similar problems with women. So let's say in the black culture, a lot of women tend to wear wigs and weaves and not their natural hair. And then they're saying, fellas are saying, I would like you to have your natural hair. That's what I'm attracted to.
I hear you. But a lot of men will say, I want a woman to wear her natural hair, but they will still holler at a chick with weave. So that's conflicting
that's where you get,
information. A lot of men will say, okay, we know black women are bigger than ever, right? Not all, but their weight is a problem, right? But men will still say, I like more cushion for the pushing. How do women... Do you see what I'm saying?
That's a whole new other podcast.
It's the truth,
I get
though.
what you're saying, definitely. So men contradict themselves all the time as well. So then it does make it confusing for women, because it's like you say you like, oh, she's got a big ass, whatever, and then when it comes to settling down, you want a slimmer woman. Which one is it?
So
you want a girl with a big bum, or should I keep my bum, or should I try to lose some of it? Which one do I do?
Sometimes I hear what you're saying, but a lot of the time, women don't know if they're coming or going. They don't know what the men really want, because I think men need to be more honest and truthful.
Yes, that too. Obviously, on both fronts, both need to be honest. So the women need to be honest about some stuff, men need to too. But, you know, if men are saying, oh, okay, say a woman doesn't know what men want.
Yeah.
And then she talks to a few men, they say similar things. Oh, yeah,
and she
I
gets
like
mixed
fat asses,
messages.
whatever. Yeah. And then some of them say, oh, no, I like slim things. Obviously, everyone has their own preferences as well.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, which one do I do? Do I lose weight, or do I keep the weight, or do I, you know, it's confusing. I can say that for the women as well. It's confusing.
So how do relationships work today? And people put in the comments, this is a question to you. How do relationships work today when it's one-sided? Because a woman will say she has all these preferences and requirements from a man, but she never puts what she can do for that man to maintain that man. Because a man wants to smash, but can you keep that man after the smash? The relationship is, what I hear from women today, is one-sided. Hence why you see a lot of women are going to be cat ladies, and a lot of women are single more than ever and depressed and lonely at home. How does it work when it's one-sided?
Well, how is it supposed to work? Because it's one-sided. If you're not both coming in with something or communicating and whatever, how can it work?
But if you as the woman want a relationship, a man just wants to smash. So who benefits more from a relationship?
Well,
the man or the woman?
The woman, because she's the one that wants it.
A man just wants to smash.
Yeah, he wants a regular B.
But if it's a one-sided... Yeah, exactly. You're damn right. But if it's a thing of a woman wants a relationship, a man just wants to smash, and a woman wants to keep the man after the smash, build lineage, children, stability, communities, family, and whatnot, right? How is that going to happen when it's one-sided and she doesn't want to compete? Because you got other cultures. If we're talking about black women, for example, if black women don't want to compete, Becky will, Mailing will, the rest of the cultures will compete. They look good nowadays.
Well, that's...
So where you at?
Well, that's where we're failing as black women. Because if the other cultures are willing to compete and say, that's why I said, listen to the men, because if the men are saying, I want slim, like I said before, yes, they do confuse us sometimes, but I'm saying if the majority is saying, we want slimmer girls, or we want this, or we want that, and black women's like, oh, please, you take me as I am, or whatever. And
exactly. So that means you're perfect.
Yeah. Then the other cultures are saying, okay, cool, maybe I can lose
I can work on
5
this.
pounds or whatever else.
But not even maybe I can lose 5 pounds. They already lost 5 pounds. They're already in a winning position, right? All women want a millionaire, but they don't want to fix them a plate. I'm just saying. I'm just highlighting. I'm not saying to you, it's just all women, modern women in general, right? But I'm just saying, if that be the case, you want millionaires, you want these high value men, these men that can change your life significantly,
Mhm.
but you won't make him a sandwich. You won't fix him a plate of food. If I say submission, it's a dirty word. If I say compete, they're thinking for who?
Well, if you're not gonna, a lot of men are traditional. So if you're not gonna get him some food, which is ridiculous to me, then why would he want you? He's gonna go for the
Who should
woman
who
that
should pay
can
on a
get him
date?
food.
Who should pay on a date?
I think men should pay on a date.
So a man should pay on a date, right? But that's a man being traditional, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then women are not traditional. I need to go Dutch because I'm dealing with a chick that's masculine.
Mm-hmm.
She's Miss Independent. She can do it all by herself. All right, cool. If we're gonna lead by that logic,
Mm-hmm.
you pay for your own food, I pay for mine. See, but you want me to be traditional and look after you.
Yeah.
So when you hear that loud bang in the night, you expect me to go handle that because you're the man though, but you're the woman though.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't women supposed to be submissive to their men? There's a difference between strength and power. A man is strong, a woman is powerful in her femininity.
Mhm.
That's food for thought.
It is.
And that was free game.
And it was a good way to end this podcast.
Exactly. And that being said, that's my final thought. Do you want to add anything before we close out?
Nope.
Okay. And that being said, see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
We out.